Welcome to MyLITV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we've traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. MyLITV starts now. The John W. Engeman Theater celebrates 10 years of bringing Broadway to Main Street. This multi-million-dollar venture was started by two strangers that had a good feeling about each other.
Everybody thought, that you and Rich must have known each other 20 years to get into this venture. I met him in November. I bought the theater in June. I had no interest whatsoever in buying a theater. I was an investor in a theater marketing company. That's it. I met Rich that morning. We discussed the products as we had done with maybe 10 other theaters on the island. Later that afternoon, I went over to this theater, the Northport Theater at the time, and gave the same dog and pony show to the owner at the time.
The former Northport Theater owner wanted out of the entertainment business and asked Kevin to help him find a buyer.
The idea started percolating of partnering, where my wife and I would buy the building. I'd rely on his expertise to try to help us get this place to what we thought it could be.
What they thought it could be is a year-round equity theater.
So that means we had to go reach out to Actors Equity, which is the Broadway Actors Union, work out a contract with them so that we could hire their actors. Also, obviously, be able to, maintain, the price points that we needed.
Working with Broadway talent also meant working with Broadway directors, designers, choreographers, and constructing a Broadway quality building.
We went through a $3.5 million renovation of the building, excavating a world underneath that stage that has a full orchestra pit and there's dressing rooms that hold up to 32 actors with bathrooms and showers down there. So that was the first part of it before we could even be comfortable bringing these people out here.
Never in a million years did I expect what we saw when Kevin was doing the construction. And they actually had a backhoe in the theater digging dirt out so that they can make it compliant to an equity theater. First of all, I didn't know what equity meant, to tell you the truth. But when I found out that it was going to be a union theater, as Equity is, then I realized it's a whole nother ball of wax.
We heard about this Actors Equity, and it was a freezing cold January day, and we walked in with our little wool caps on, and Kevin was in the theater, and he was so very excited. And we had spoken prior to seeing him then, if we thought it was good, we should really do something important to help get it on its feet, because we felt like the community as a whole, and us in particular, could really benefit by it. So we said we'd like to buy 6 tickets for every performance, for every show. And he was a little shocked, and he kind of looked, and he started picking up his calculator and going through it. And he said, that's somewhere around $40,000. And I said, I know.
Skippers took those tickets and created a dinner and theater combo that eventually led them to purchasing over $70,000 in tickets a season.
A lot of business owners down here on Main Street were worried if they were going to make it or not. And Kevin ONeill came to me and he said he was thinking of rebuilding the theater, making it into a real theater. It was like a present from heaven. Initially, it's the restaurants that saw, the increase in businesses, and then people looking in shops as they walking up to the theater. So it made a big impact on the economy right here on Main Street.
It also impacted local law. Northport Village did not allow any lodging, but with so many actors and directors needing a place to stay, the village board enacted a law allowing bed and breakfast.
The theater is bringing people in from outside of Northport. My parents live in East Meadow. They were on a senior citizen bus. They had a dinner and theater show, and people come and they say, this is a great place, let's come back. And when people come back, what do? They spend money.
And the spending continues year-round.
This is a destination all year long. You have the Christmas shows that are great. And for us, being in the winter when it was always so bleak, it really helps all the restaurants get through. And as proof of that, we have like 4 or 5 new restaurants that are in addition to the ones that were here. So we have, more business. People have expanded the restaurants, and the retail shops are not empty now.
Over 90,000 people a season pass through this lobby, where they all get an education about a local hero that gave his life for his country.
He had 28 years in the Army. He was in Iraq trying to train the security police back in Baghdad. Monday morning, May 15th of 2006, 7 o'clock in the morning, my wife got a call from her sister, and we heard that John was killed. I wouldn't make a financial decision over like an emotional matter like that, but I just felt it'd be a great gesture to put his name on the marquee and have it there for many years to come. And we also said that not only would it be a for-profit, but we'd also raise money for various not-for-profits in the area in John's name.
John Engeman will be proud to know that so far, the theater has helped raise over $1 million. So his legacy has put smiles on thousands of faces, revitalized the Main Street, and lifted the spirits of those in need. That's much better than bringing Broadway to Main Street. That's bringing compassion to our communities.